Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 was a JRPG for the PlayStation 2 released at the end of its cycle about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, Japanese developer Atlus have enhanced the game for the Vita handheld, and the result is golden. Persona 4 golden. You know what, Barjo? Since this game is on a handheld, we could do this review anywhere.
We could play on the go.
Yeah, I mean, the world is our oyster.
Yeah, even though
really.
we've already played it, we could still go do somewhere else and talk about it.
Let's do it.
What about here?
No.
No.
This is dumb. Or we could just do it here in the office.
Yeah.
In Persona 4 Golden, you play a lanky male student sent from the city to visit his uncle Dojima and niece Nanako in the small rural town of Inaba. You enroll in the local high school, make some new friends, and before you know it, become embroiled in a supernatural murder mystery.
The game progresses from day to day as you go about a relatively mundane routine, attending school and hanging about after class. You can only perform a set number of activities each day, so it's up to you how you spend that precious time, solving quests and getting to know the people of Inaba better.
Yes, in fact, leveling up your personal relationships, which are called social links, is one of the most important things you can do. That's because each character is linked to an arcana, like tarot cards, and maxing these out is the secret to unlocking more powerful personas, the godlike beings you summon from your cards in battle.
With a ragtag bunch of students as the main characters in this hex, I knew it would have a different flavour to your average JRPG, but still I just felt like the first half hour was dismissing text boxes and just so much dialogue.
Hey. You dropped this.
Please let me skip it. Don't just fast forward. If you want to skip something, don't just make me watch it faster.
Sorry. I went on and on without realizing.
It does take a while to get going, but this is a very story-driven RPG. And it's full of that anime-style humour as well, which I really like. Not a day passes without something wacky happening. What did you think of the whole sort of Scooby-Doo setup with this gang of characters?
Yeah, they're a good mix and all quite likeable, from the goofy Yosuke
Critical hit to the net!
to the spirited Chie. Although Teddy, who was obviously the comic relief, was annoying. Maybe it was just the choice of voice actor.
Oh, don't you worry. All the ladies will get Teddy's love.
But they all do make for a likeable party. Now let's get to the combat. All of the battles take place in an alternate dimension. You and your friends discover that victims are being kidnapped and thrown through a magic portal television set where they're being faced by their shadows. This is the dark side of their personalities. These shadows take the form of big boss fights, confrontations you need to win to rescue those characters and return them back to normal life.
Yosuke, are you okay?
Yeah. What happened?
Each visit to the... Oh, thank you. Is this soy? Each visit to the magical television world is in effect a dungeon crawl, but by the time you get to the third one, it all starts to feel a bit samey.
Yeah, it is kind of the same stretch of corridors and boxy rooms, but at least they're themed differently. For example, one is a grand castle and the other is a men's-only sauna.
These images are coming to you live from inside this steamy paradise.
Anyway, these areas aren't really designed to be explored so much as provide a place for you to systematically tackle monsters and grind some XP.
Did I level up?
So you can eventually take on that big boss fight at the deepest level of the dungeon.
The combat is challenging and strategic, and I quite enjoyed it, Hex, and this is where the personas come in.
Soda!
The turn-based combat mostly revolves around using your persona's elemental-based magic, so you'll be dealing in the usual fire, ice, electricity, wind, and so on. But there's a huge range of spells and buffs that target single or multiple enemies, and you need to learn enemy resistances and the perfect knockdown so you can pile on and do some serious damage. It took me quite a while to get the hang of it, but it was rewarding.
Should we show him who's boss? All right!
The variety of different personas is great, from graceful healers through to tough-looking damage dealers. I like that you can shuffle between a whole stack of them on your turn and switch them out. That opens up combat for a lot of different tactics because they all have such different spells and abilities.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
Unlocking different personas is quite challenging too. You need to combine the cards with the ones you already own and have already leveled up to merge them into potentially superior beings, sometimes sacrificing 5 just for one.
And creating personas links back to all that relationship building you do back in the real world of Inaba. Because new personas stand to get a huge XP boost upon creation based on how strong your social link is with certain characters. So there's good motivation to work on those relationships.
I could have done without all the sentimental philosophizing that comes with solving all those relationship issues, though.
Well,
After such great combat and those tough, involving boss fights, you get dumped back into the slow pace of trudging around for days on end, listening to schoolyard gossip, and it just more things to delay me to get to that combat, so I didn't really enjoy all of that.
Oh, it's not that bad. Plus, there's plenty of things to do on your days off from combat, you know, around town and stuff. You can go fishing or take non-combat side quests from a friendly fox at the local shrine, go shopping for gear, and even find local stray cats to boost your understanding. Ah, cats.
I rode around on my bike a lot.
it's pretty.
Taking in the sights. But what are your final thoughts?
Well, I really wanted to like this because I have found a new love for JRPGs of late, but it is just too slow paced for me. It takes too long to get to the fun, so I can still recognize that it's a solid quality JRPG, so I'm going to give it 7.5.
I actually think this is one of the best games you can play on the Vita at the moment, especially if JRPGs are your thing. The Persona system works great, it's a really fun whodunit, and if you're tired of the same old fantasy fare, then why not give this schoolyard romp a try? I'm giving it 8.5.
So how would you classify this game, Hex? A requel, a reboot, a prequel, pre-boot?
Well, lucky for you, Goose is holding a short course on how to reboot a franchise.
Oh, thanks. Finally.